The youth needs to hear what real men are. I think there's there's
But what are
masculinity.
real men?
Right. I think a real man is in touch with his
looks like a
feminine
duck and it
side.
walks like
You
a
know what I
duck.
mean?
Yeah.
I think a real man is knows how to unstrap from his
I
ego.
don't know. I think
The greatest gift my father ever gave us was coming home. Damn, that's deep. Because my mother didn't make it easy.
And I think Marlon said he could have easily understood if Pop would have checked out. Cause it wasn't easy.
We used to say, what, hit her or something.
All right, so what's good, YouTube? It's your man, Book of AlphaRonomy, a.k.a. Doc BOA. Yep, I got time today. There was a turning point that I would call in modern society where men decided that the best thing they could do was become more like women. Suddenly, it wasn't good enough to just be masculine. You had to be masculine, but also have the ability to be feminine sometimes, specifically when it benefited a woman. Now, that woman could be your wife, your girlfriend, your mother, your daughter, your sister. It could be any woman. But we got to a point where, as men, instead of making women make the adjustment to accept and deal with masculinity properly, we decided that we would tone down masculinity or scale it back and add some femininity into our very own presentation so women would be more comfortable. And what we got as a result of that is masculine women who believe they should have the right to say whatever they want to say, do whatever they want to do, confront a man however they want to confront a man, and you should be in control of nothing but yourself so you won't respond in an aggressive way, in an adversarial way, in a masculine way. And one example of that is Marlon Wayans. Now, if you recall, there's a time where Marlon admitted to Shannon Sharp that his mother ran the household and they couldn't give their dad the proper respect because they just couldn't understand why he took so much shit off their mama.
The greatest gift my father ever gave us was coming home. Damn, that's deep. Because my mother didn't make it easy.
And I think Marlon said he could have easily understood if Pop would have checked out. Cause it wasn't easy.
We used to say, what, hit her or something.
Damn.
I am lying. My father, he never would like cuss at her.
Really?
Yeah, my father, when she died, he was ready to go.
Now, lo and behold, we see that in his adult life, Marlon has embraced that same type of mindset and ideology that he should step and fetch and kowtow and walk on eggshells whenever he's in the presence of a woman, not even his own woman.
I love you for life. And you don't need to worry about like us being together. We are together. We're a family. And my kids only know us the way we are. Mm-hmm. So it would be weird for them if me and her just all of a sudden wound up together. Like, Mom and Dad,
do y'all vacation together and stuff? I thought,
yeah, it was her 50th birthday, and I just said, I love you. And I think more people should do that. Get off your high horse, because at the end, it's about my family. Right. That's my family. That's not my baby mama. That's not my ex. That is my family, like a sister to me. We had children. My blood and her blood mixed. We will have grandchildren together. We will have generations together. So I love that woman. I'll love her always. And I think every man should. No matter what the situation. I don't care if she cheated. It's going to happen. So what you going to do? Not know your kids?
So let's watch this clip where Marlon Wayans is going to be asked, what is true manhood? And he's going to bumble and stumble over the answer so badly. And the first thing he's going to say that makes you masculine is the most embarrassing, egregious thing you've ever heard. The woman's going to shut him down, totally disrespect him. And then we're going to hear the Caucasian guy that's on the same panel. He's going to respond. And though he's not going to be as feminine as Marlon Wayans' response, he's still going to show how easy it is for men to pander to women and make them believe that a man is really a woman with a baseball bat and two baseballs. Let's take a listen and we'll come back and chop it up on a real tip.
The youth needs to hear what real men are. I think there's there's
But
masculinity.
what are real men?
Right. To me, a real man is a responsible
Because
man.
every time a man does some fuck shit, they'll be like, "That's not a real man," and it's like, looks like a man to me.
I think a real man is in touch with his
looks like a
feminine
duck
side.
and it walks like
you
a
know what I
duck.
mean?
Yeah.
There's something about that that's quite funny.
I think a real man is in touch with his
Looks like a
feminine
duck
side.
and it walks.
I think the real man thing is just a thing like that people invented to like excuse bad behavior. You know,
Yeah,
like
think
all
real
men
man.
are real men.
Said like
you
a real
know?
man.
Period. And
Yeah, I
say
think,
how it
I
is.
think, I think being, like, to further add on what she's saying, I think there's this false narrative of what real men do, and I think it's tied into, privilege and masculinity. And I think exploring that in films is important because, we're raising these young boys to be men, and we can go that extra step to educate boys, and on that journey of how to, tap into the femininity, the vulnerability. That way we can further protect women.
You see what I mean? We live in a society where men are afraid to be men. And you're only afraid to be a man when you're trying to impress a woman by your lack of manhood and masculinity. You're afraid you're going to run a woman off. You're afraid you're going to turn a woman off. You're afraid you're going to, be something that a woman just can't stand to be around. And that's fine. Be willing to accept that. Be willing to accept that you being a man is the most important thing you can do. Not the type of man that a woman wants you to be. See, I think this started when we started trying to be the man of a woman's dreams. I don't want to be the man of her dreams. I don't want to be the man of her nightmare. I don't want to be the man of her anything. I'm the man of my dreams.
You guys' problem is you're always trying to protect that from going through any hardship or pain. You cannot shield that woman from going through ups and downs and pressure. She has to experience some pressure. Trust me, guys, you don't want a woman that has not ever experienced any sort of problem. You want to know why? If you don't test her in that manner, because soon as a problem pops up, you don't want her to resort to bad ways. She has to know how to handle herself and still conduct herself as a woman, even when things aren't going her way. Stop babying these women. Remember, her natural nature was to help you as a man. And the only way she can help you is by making sound choices, sound decisions, and sound actions. She has to be a well-rounded woman to be a helpmeet. You cannot save a woman from experiencing pressure and pain by trying to take all her problems away. You don't want a woman that gets mad at you, and when she's mad at you, she does stuff that you don't like on purpose just because she's mad at you, right? That's not a good woman. That's a terrible woman. Even if she's mad at you, she's supposed to conduct herself in a manner that doesn't disrespect you. You get what I'm saying?
I'm trying to avoid the nightmares in life by being the man that I need to be. And if a woman can't go along with that and fit into my life properly, that's fine. I'm not going to hold it against her. I'm not going to call her anything negative. I'm not going to speak negatively on her. I'm just going to keep trucking along with my life. See, my life keeps moving. If I meet a woman today and I'm too masculine for her, guess what? Tomorrow I'm on to the next thing. I'm not even where she can talk to me again because we didn't exchange any information. So what do I care about a woman not being able to accept that I'm just a man? That's all I am. I'm just a man, but I'm going to be a man. You understand me? I'm going to be a masculine man. I'm going to represent manhood to the fullest every time you see me, every time you hear me. When I go to sleep, I'm a masculine man. When I wake up, I'm that same masculine man. That's just what I'm going to be. I'm that because that's what God created me to be. I'm not trying to become something I'm not. I'm not trying to hold on to some preconceived notion or some archaic patriarchal mindset. No, I'm being what God put me here to be. And what he put me here to be is a man. So let me define to you what manhood is. It's just being a man. If it feels like it's not manly and you thinking about doing it, don't do it. It's not manly. If it feels like it's not masculine, don't do it. Never let a woman define masculinity. Let her define femininity, but never let her define masculinity. And here's the problem. Men don't even try to let women define masculinity anymore. What y'all do is accept a woman's ideology of femininity and then accept how she says it should apply to your masculinity, and you try to mesh the two. And it's comfortable for her because it benefits a woman to be more masculine. She reaps benefits from being more masculine. There are no benefits from you being more feminine as a man. There is not one single benefit of a man being feminine. That's why women don't even want to be feminine no more. They want to embrace masculinity so they can reap the benefits of masculinity. They want you to embrace the femininity so you can reap the detriment of femininity. Listen, man, I'm the first one to tell you that being a man is much better than being a woman. And I don't mean necessarily that men are better than women. I mean that if you had to choose, I would be miserable if I had to wake up every day as a woman. So I get it. I get it how miserable you are as a woman to want me to be more feminine, but you don't want me to be more feminine for any other reason than you want me to feel how you feel and experience what you experience. The bottom line is I'm still not going to experience that because deep down inside to my core, I'm a man. I don't think about femininity, not as it pertains to me being more feminine or me trying to tap into some femininity that they say I'm supposed to tap into. You know when I tap into my femininity? When I tap into you, baby girl, that's my femininity. When I tap into you, I'm tapping into my femininity. When we mix up, when we mesh like that, you become my femininity and I tap into it. When we disengage, you take that femininity with you, baby. I ain't tapped into it no more. That's the only way that you can tap into your femininity. Everything else is just you trying to act, sound, and behave more like a woman. I don't want to think like a woman. I want to be like a woman. I don't want to think like a woman. I don't want to perceive what it is to be a woman. I don't want to embrace no femininity. And I already told you how I tap into femininity. If you're a man, you're in this world, you better ask yourself why you keep trying to be a broad. Because even the woman that's telling you you need to be a broad, she don't really even want to be a broad no more. All right, I'm done with this one. Like this video on your way out if you enjoyed the content. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. When you subscribe, click that notification bell. Make sure your notifications are on so you can be alerted to when I upload some more of this Prism of the Ism. And as always, Alpha's up, Beta's down. Peace.